Good afternoon, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Thinking Outside the Box by Archangel Zero, and this is a puzzle from Signet Sudoku Volume 2. And this puzzle is, of course, I'm doing as a part of the Sudoku U series. Now, this puzzle came from FullDeck and Missing a few cards as puzzles and paradoxes class, but there will be puzzles coming in this series, which is from zetamath's class, where he also gets his students to create puzzles as part of I think it's a class on logic. I will have to ask, and so I won't have that in the video. But I'm featuring the puzzles and paradoxes from FullDeck and Missing a few cards as a class first because of the release of Signet Sudoku, which has just been released. Here's the message I want to read with that. So, FullDeck and Missing a few cards, together with their students, have put together Signet Sudoku Volume 2, a collection of over 100 puzzles ranging from introductory to hard. The book is available for free download as a PDF. Link below, where there is also a link for anyone who wishes to buy a paperback copy of the book. So if you're after 100 free puzzles created by the class, that's the place to go and do it. But now I'm looking at Thinking Outside the Box by Archangel Zero. So let's look at this one. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have German Whispers lines. So digits along a green German Whisper line must differ by at least 5. Okay, the wording is always different when it comes from these. So adjacent digits separated by a green line must have a difference of at least 5. And then quadruples. The digits in a quadruple circle must be placed at least once in the 4 cells touching that circle. We've got 4 digits in each quadruple circle, so it's kind of telling us what goes on those quadruple circles. So that's kind of an easy way of looking at it. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Now, I can start by putting a 5 right in the middle of the grid. Why? There's a few facts about German Whispers. So if you were to put a 5 on a German Whisper line, you would have a problem. So I'm going to be able to determine the makeup of this line almost completely, because you can't put a 5 on a German Whisper line because there is no digit between 1 and 9 that is 5 away from 5. 5 minus 5 is 0, and if you make 5 and 5 plus 5 is 10. If you increase the difference, you just get further away from the Sudoku digits. Now, any digit that you put on a German Whisper line, ignoring the quads for now, is either therefore going to be below 5 or above 5. If the digit is below 5, the digit that is next to it can't also be below 5 because the maximum difference there is 3. There's no 5 difference between two digits that are below 5. So any digit next to a low digit, or below 5, low, is going to be above 5, high. And the same is true. High digits can't be next to high digits. So along the line, you are always going to alternate high, low, high, low, high, low. Now, we don't know which way this alternates, but we know that those 4 digits are going to be one of high, low, and these ones are going to be the other ones. But there's another important fact to note, which is the digits 4 and 6 only have one partner. 4 is only 5 away from 9, and 6 is only 5 away from 1. So all of these cells here have 2 partners. If I was to put a 4 here, these would both need to be 9. If I was to put a 6 here, these would both need to be 1. And the same is true for all of those cells. So we know that these are 4 and 6. 4 and 6 must go next to 1 and 9. Now that leaves the rest of the cells being 2, 3, 7 and 8. But 7 only has 2 partners, which are 1 and 2. And I can't, if I put 7 here, I couldn't put 1 or 2 on the other side because the 1 is there. So the 7 isn't here. 3 only has 2 partners, which are 8 and 9. So I can't put 3 in those because I can't put 9 in either of those. This becomes the 2, 8, and this makes these the 3, 7. So when you have a line like a German Whisper line that fully sees itself like this, you know that these are going to be 4, 6, 1, 9, 3, 7, and 2, 8. Now this is forced because this quadruple can only have a 2 on it. So this becomes the 2, this becomes the 3, this becomes the 4 because we know that these are the same high-low. This becomes the 1, this becomes the 7, this becomes the 8, this becomes the 9, this becomes the 6. And that line becomes fully resolved. So that's the way that works. Now we know that these, because the 1 is placed, are now 2, 7, and 8. But we must alternate high-low along this line. So if this was low, we'd need another low digit, and we don't have it. So this is the 2, these are 7 and 8. We can do the same down here, I expect. Yeah, we've only got one high digit to place, because these are 3, 4, and 9. And if these were these have to be the same because of the alternating. So those are the 3, 4, that's the 9. There you go. Now the 3 of course makes that the 4 and that the 3. The 7 of course makes that the 8 and that the 7. Now up here, I need to put a 2 around this quadruple. This 2 knocks out those, and that's not a 2. So this is the 2, and these are 7 and 9, which means this is high, which means this has to be high. It can't be 6 or 7, so that's 8 or 9. The 9 here, of course, makes that the 7, so that's the 9. This is a low digit, and it can't be 2. But it could be 1, 3, or 4, because both of those could be 9, I think. Now, this 3 means 3 is on here, and 3... because, no, that was complete nonsense. What am I doing? For some reason, I moved this quadruple up to here in my head, which was dumb. We know that these are 1, 5, and 8. Now, you can never put 5 on a German whisper line. This can't be the 8. So this is 1 or 8. I don't know. Now, in this box, we know the 5 is in one of those two because you can never put 5 on a German whisper line, which means in this box, that's the 5 because you can never put 5 on a German whisper line, and those 5s are looking down, knocking 5 out of there. That becomes the 5. This is a 1-8 pair. That becomes the 5. So this is a 1-8. This is cool. I'm enjoying this. But I've pretty much resolved these. The quadruples are done, and now it's just down to Sudoku and German whisper logic. So I can continue using the 5. I can't put 5 in a German whisper line. That 5 knocks out those. This becomes a 5. Oh, this 5, of course, knocks the 5 out of there and makes that a 5. 5 is now in one of those two by Sudoku. These 5s, that 5 knocks out those, that 5 knocks out those, and those two cells are full. So the 5 is in one of those two, knocking the 5 out of there, putting the 5 into there. And over here, the 5 is in one of those two. I'm left with this, what is called an X-wing on 5s. Because if the 5 is here, it's knocked out of there and becomes there. So 5 is either in those two, or 5 is in those two, forming an X pattern. Okay. Now... this is a quadruple, which is 2, 4, 6, and 7. Now, is that doing anything? So if this would... that can't be a 4. Okay, I can see that can't be a 4 because both of those would have to be 9 and I can't do it. If this is 2, this is 8. If this is 6 or 7, that is 1. That all seems fine. 5 is in... oh, 5 is here. Sorry, I hadn't placed that final 5. So this is a triple. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 8, and 9. Now, I expect there's something strange going on with these. 8 is in one of those 3. 7 is in one of those 3. 3 is in one of those 3. I'm not sure how to use that. If these were low, we know that those are all the same and these are the other. If these were low, they'd be 1, 3, 4. The 4 would have to be here. So this would go 4, 9. And these would be 1 and 3. So this would have to be 8. But I don't see a problem there. These are also got an alternating property. If these were high, these would be 6, 7, and 8. This couldn't be, this would be 6 or 7. 6 would be in one of those two. One of those would have to be a 1. Four is definitely up here. Okay, is it this quadruple? 1, 3, 6, 8. 6 would make that 1. hang on, 6 in this column is in one of those two. Because I can't put 6 here because both of those would need to be 1, and that's just not true. Can't put 6 here, so 6 is down here. So this is not the 6. So 6 is down here. If this is 6, this is 1. This would have to be 3. 6, 1, 3, and these would be 8, 9. This would be 8 and this would be 9. So this is kind of forced. If this is 6, being a high digit, but 6 could go here, and these could be 7, 8, 9. That would be 8. I am not following. Because I could never put 4 on this line. I can never put 4 on this line. Because 4 would need to go next to 9, so I can never put 4 on this line at all. 4 can't go there because it's seen by that. Those aren't 4. This is a 4. So there's no 4 on this line. So 4 in this row is on this line. And it's not in either of those two cells. That's a 4. That's cool. That's very, very cool. Can't put 4 down here because I couldn't put 4 on the line because it would need a 9 next to it. Can't put 4 down here because that's a 4. 4 is in one of those. But 4 only has a single partner. So I can't put 4 in either of those without needing 2 9s in the box. So that's a 4, which means this is a low digit. This is a low digit. So this is a 1, 3 pair. 4 goes next to 9. One of those is a 3. 3 can only go next to 8 or 9. So whichever one is a 3, if that's a 3, that has to be an 8. If that's a 3, that has to be an 8. That has to be an 8. And this is 6 and 7. That's really cool. That's very cool. So, there's no 8 here anymore. That's going to do something over here, surely. And don't call me Shirley. So there's a 1 or a 3 here. This is a 1, 3 pair now in the column. Can I resolve this? So if these are high, that was really powerful, but didn't actually seem to do that much. 8 is definitely up here now. One of these has to be 6 or 8, but I could put a 6, 8 there. Could both of those be 6, 8? No. This can't be a high... this has to be 6 or 8. If this was 1 or 3, these would both be 6, 8. So if this is 1, 3 matching that, this is a 6, 8 pair. But that'd be a high digit, and I'd have 5 high digits in the box. So this cannot be 1 or 3. This is a 6 or an 8. So there is a 1 or a 3 over here. But I could make those the 6, 8 pair and make this 6, 7, 8, I think. I think... 2 is in one of those two, but 6, 7 is absolutely on this line. If this is 7, this is 1 or 2. If this is 7, this is 2, 1. That's 3. That's 2. This becomes 6 and 8, and that doesn't work. I can't make that 7. If this is 7, these become 1, 2. I've used 1, 2, that becomes 3, 4, 5. This would be 6, 8, because this is 7, 1, 2, because 7 only has one partner. And these would be 6, 8, and that breaks that cell. That is not the 7. So these are high digits. 7 has to be in one of those two. So orange until I fully resolved it is high, and grey is low, which means these are from 1, 2, 3. Now, this now is 4 high digits. So this isn't low, it's 6 or 8. This is not 2. This is 7 or 8, because I can't make it 6 or both of those, it'd have to be 1. But this is now a low digit because I've used all 4 high digits. This is the 1 or 3. 2 is in one of those. 7 is in one of those two, so that can't be the 3. This is a 1 or a 2. Can I take that any further? 8 has to be in one of those two. Yeah, oh no, it doesn't. That is absolute nonsense. Okay, so I got the polarity of this line. Does that allow me to force this one? This is low. I want to... If these were high, that would be a 9. That would be an 8. These would be 6 and 7. So these would be 1 and 2. Which doesn't work. Let me show you. If these are high, these would be low. So if these are high, 9 has to be in one of these, and it can't be there, so that becomes a 9. Why did I say this would have to be 8? That's 9. Why did I say that would have to be an 8? Why couldn't that be the high digit? You know, I'm not sure it couldn't. Okay, so I don't know this colouring. I thought I'd seen something, but what I saw was wrong. If this is 6, this is 1. This is 2, this is 3, this is 1, this is 8. 7. Hang on, if this is 6, this is 1, 2, 7, 8. That's all fine. Okay, so what am I missing? 9 is definitely on here because 9s are knocked out of all of those. Similarly, 9 is in here, but I don't think that's helping me. 8 is in here. I need more Sudoku, like 7 being in one of those two. 7 to 8 works. 7 here. These are 4, 5, 6, and 9. So this is a 6 or a 9 only. This is a 4 or a 6 only because it sees 5 and 9. This is 4. So 4 has to be on this line because 4 can't go in those. 4 can't go in here because there's no 9 available, and 4 can't go in those. So 4 is in one of those corners. So 9 isn't there. 9 is in one of those two, but 4 is in one of the corners. Right. 4 can't go in any of those. 4 can't go on those, and 4 couldn't go in any of those without causing a double. 4 is in the corner. The corners are low. So these corners are absolutely low digits, and these are high digits. which is what I suspected would end up being the case. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, but that's not a 2. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's not 4. These are 6, 7, 8, 9, but I really, they're not 6 because 6 would need 2 1s, and I'm just not doing that. One of them is 9. But how does that resolve this? It means this is a high digit because there must be a low digit on this. But it could be 6, 7, or 8. Can't be 9. That was cool, but I still haven't resolved this. If this is low, it's 1. Which is fine. If it's high, it's 6, 7, or 9. It can't be 6 because that can't be 1. So this is 1, 7, or 9. Six in this column is in one of those 2 cells. Oh, no, it's simpler than that. It's the same trick with 4s down here. 6 must be in one of those 2. So one of those must be the 1, that's the 3, that's the 1, that's the 3. One of those must be 1. Three is now in one of those. Actually, it's in one of those 2, but I don't know that that's helping me much either. There's some trickiness to this puzzle. There's something fundamental with the Sudoku here I am missing. So there's a high and a low in here. Well, this isn't 3. So these are a 1, 2, which kind of allows these to be pretty much in any order. I think. I keep thinking it's got to be this. If this is 1, this could be 6 or 7. This is 8. This is high. So there's a 1 or 2 in here, plus another high digit. Nine is in one of those 2. Eight, 2, 4, 9. So if this is 8, it goes 2, 4, 9. 1, 3, 2, 1. So that's the 6. That's the 8. No, and if this is 1, I've got even more freedom. Oh. So I know 4 is in one of those. Over here, 4 is in one of those. No, So 6 is in one of these two. If 7 is in one of those, the thing next to it becomes 1, 2, and that becomes an 8. But this could be 8, 9, and give me the freedom for this to be 6, 1. 6, 1 makes that 7. Makes that 7 and that 7. Makes that 8. Makes that 6, 1 and 2. Okay. I don't get it. There's no 6 there. So 6 is in one of those two. So if that's a 6, those are both 1. Which would put 1 there. Which would put 1 there. Which would put 1 in one of those two. Which all seems fine. These are from 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Why can't I type? 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. That's not 8. That's not 7. There's no 7 there at all, actually. There's no 2. Hang on. Is this 1 or 6? Is that right? Let me do that again. These can be 1, 2. They can't be 3, 4, 5, 6. They can't be 7, 8. They can't be 9. So they're 1, 2, 6, 8. There's no 2 or 8 here. This is a 1 or a 6. So this can't be the 6 or it'll be 6, 1. If this is a 6, this is 6, 1, and that's broken because this can only be 1 or 6. That's 7, that's 6, that's 1, that's 2, that's 8. Now that takes 8 out of theirs. This is actually a 1, 6 pair. That's not the 2, that's the 2, meaning that's the 3, that's the 9, that's the 8. Okay, that was a little tricky to see. I probably dropped the ball there. Now that 1 takes 1 out of both of those. The 8 takes 8 out of there. But this is a 2, 3, 4. So there's no 2 there. So this is high and that's low and that's high. So this is low, so it's 1, which makes that the 6 and that the 1. That's the trick I missed. That cell right there is really important. This is a 7 now, which means that's not a 7. The 7 looks up making that the 6. There's no 7 there. This is 2 or 4. There's no 6 here. The 3 looks up taking 3 out of there. That is an 8, 9 pair. So these are 3, 4, 6. Which I'm not sure what to do with. The 1 makes that the 3, which allows that to be either 8 or 9. The 3 takes the 3, and that's the 4. Because there's already a 3 and a 6 in the row. This is a 3, 6 pair. 3 is looking down in this column. Yeah, that's fine. And 2 is looking across in this column. So 2 is in one of those two. That's a lot less obvious. There's a 1 in one of those two. This is a very strange puzzle. I can get rid of the colouring up here. Okay, now, this is an 8-9 pair. So this is a 1, surely. I can't put 1 in any of these. One of these two is a 1, and that one looks up. This is the 1. So 2, 3, 4, 6, because these are 7, 8, 9. So this is 2, 3, 4, 6, and it's not 3. It's not 2, because 2 is looking over. This is 4 or 6. Four, 9, or 4, 9. One of these is 4, 9. The same trick. I'm not seeing the same trick as I used down here. Maybe it's in here. This is 4, 9, 2, 3, 8, 7. Seven is in one of those two. This is feeling like a long, weird chain. Like if I put a certain thing in here, it's going to cause pressure on these rows or these boxes. But the chain is weird, and I prefer not to look for chains. They don't feel... Oh, the 3 looks down, making that the 1, which means that's not the 1, that's the 1. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, but it's not 6 or 8. This is 7 or 9. So if this is 4, 9, this is 3. Right, if this is 4, 9, this is 3, and that has no fill, because this would be 7. 4, 9 would make that 3, 7, and 3 and 7 are too close together. That's not the 4. That's the 4, that's the 9. The 4 makes that the 2, that the 3, that's the 8, that's the 7, which makes that the 9. This is the 6. The 2 looks down, making that the 4. That was the trick, which I did not see very, very clearly. 2 and 5 go in, and that 2 makes that the 5 and that the 2. Should have seen that clearer. The 6 moves over, making that the 4. This is not the 5, that's the 5. That's the X-wing resolved. That is the 9 for the row. These are 2, 3, and 6. There's already a 6 in the row, so that's the 6. The 3 looks up, making that the 2 and that the 3. Okay. The 3 looks over, making that the 6 and that the 3. The 8 looks over, making that the 9 and that the 8. The 6 looks over, making that the 4. And now I'm just down to this. So in this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 and 7. I'll use the 2 to make that the 7 and that the 2. Now for the box, I need 6 and 8, and I'll use the 6 right under it to make that the 8 and that the 6. And that is the solution. Took me way too long. And I keep remembering after the fact to go in and like the puzzle. Took me way too long, but that was very, very cool. There were some really interesting tricks about these 5-cell lines and the way they're resolved. This middle bit, I mean, the 1-8 was interesting, and I almost made a mistake up here. This middle line, that's a trick that I think many of us, but maybe not everyone who sees this video, will have seen many times. And these resolved very cleanly. But the way it pushed down here was a little bit more tricky than I would have expected. And the fact that it could be done with such a minimalist grid, very, very cool. I like it a lot. Thank you, Archangel Zero, and thank you to everyone who was involved in Signet Sudoku Volume 2. And of course, tomorrow I will be back with a puzzle from zetamath's class. So that will be the other part of the multi-campus Sudoku U. So we'll see how that one goes. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.